Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Video Clips, which is the day that I've been sharing a lot of personal information and data and my own experiences with COVID. And I'm going to do that in a second here. Just a couple of things. Remember that we post on BitChute and Parler, and also that on normal Mondays, I send out a forbidden newsletter, and I put a forbidden video on our website at wellnessforumhealth.com. We don't send that one to you. You got to go fetch it. We do enough. I guess you got to go fetch that one on your own. Anyway, so I posted a video this week on the forbidden video site, wellnessforumhealth.com. And I'll resume newsletters the first week of January. I just take a couple of weeks off at the end of the year, normally from doing everything, but I'm not doing that, just off of the newsletter. Remember that winter semester starts mid-January, so we have some time for those of you who are thinking about getting the equivalent of a dietetics degree through our school, or you want to talk about if you're a health professional doing the kind of work we do, or if you're not a health professional and you'd like to do the kind of work that we do, this would be a good time to have a conversation about it. So my email address is pampopper@msn.com if you would like to talk about that. All right. And I am doing conference calls this week and next week on Wednesday for Make Americans Free Again, folks who want to organize in their state. And then I'll go back to Thursday after the first of the year. But because of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, we're changing the schedule a little bit. So once again, my email address is pampopper@msn.com. So I've talked about attachment, and this whole thing is about surviving COVID. And some of us have to work harder at survival than others. And believe me, I know I'm blessed. I totally understand that. And I am very blessed. I have a thriving business. I have a good social network at my office and outside of the office. And a lot of my life has been pretty protected and intact compared to other people, and I am very, very, very grateful. But having said that, we're all struggling with something, including me. For the record, it's really not the negative people. I had somebody send me an email saying, oh, I'm joining the chorus of people who are upset about this or that you say or whatever. I said, well, there's no real chorus. In fact, I went back and I looked at, I get like 3,000 and 4,000 emails a day. So it's well over 1 million since this started. And, it's easy to focus on the negative ones because they bother you. The positive ones don't bother you. When people tell you you're great, you'll love that, right? But the negative ones are so few that it doesn't even register on a calculator compared to the positive ones, right? Or the people who are just asking questions. A lot of people write to me, they're not saying anything good or bad. They just want to know about something, or have you covered this, or did you see the study, or that kind of thing. But if you look at overall the number, it wouldn't even come out to one a day over the whole period of time that this has been going on. So I've even been lucky in that regard. I've taken a rather, telling the truth is controversial. I've been talking about that for years. But telling the truth is controversial. I've decided to take that controversial step to reveal the truth about all this. And even doing that has very little backlash, all things considered. So I've talked about attachment and how it can make things more difficult when dealing with COVID. I've talked about being attached to certain people, and it might not be practical to be attached to them for right now. I don't think we're going to talk anybody out of their beliefs about this, because they're beliefs, they're not fact-based conclusions. So when somebody arrives at a conclusion that way, facts don't normally persuade them. So I think we just let the facts speak for themselves, and thankfully the court system's going to sort a lot of that out for us. The discovery in these court cases, and they're multiplying, the ones that we're involved with around the country, that's going to reveal a lot, and I hope it helps to bring some people around. But I think for now we leave them alone. You can be attached to people, or in addition to people, to places and activities too. I mean, I get emails every week from people who go back to their yoga studio, or they go visit a restaurant that they haven't been to, and they're highly disappointed. The masks and the social distancing and the nonsense, and it's just like, oh, I was so looking forward to this, and then it turned out to be not a very good experience. And plastic barriers and staff mumbling through masks, and you can't understand what they're saying, and so as much as we like these places, we may have to just disconnect for a while and not put ourselves through it. I mean, part of surviving this is self-protection, where you just don't expose yourself to stuff that's awful, right? That we can make that choice. Well, attachment to holiday traditions can be stronger than all that I just described: people, places, things, activities, and locations, and all that. Most people in COVID affected areas, I mean, South Dakota is not affected, and some countries aren't affected, but for those of us who are, they're going to have some changes in plans, even if they've decided to ignore a lot of the nonsense, which if Thanksgiving was a prediction, I think that there will be a lot of that going on. I was in a group of people, rather large group of people recently, and asked how many people in this group had violated the Thanksgiving rules. All the hands went up. How many people planning to violate the Christmas rules? All the hands went up. So I think that there's a significant part of the population that's starting to just disconnect and tune out. But even if you've decided that, you may have family members or friends who don't want to gather. Shopping in favorite places is a pain. I won't do it. I'm just not going to wear a mask, period. Travel's a pain. That the airlines have become militant, and who wants to put themselves through that? And then everything's canceled, the holiday events, even your kids' holiday programs at schools and Christmas concerts and all that sort of thing, all canceled this year, all canceled for no reason, but canceled anyway. A lot of my stuff has been canceled too. I mean, every year the Nutcracker Ball I look forward to, and backstage at the Nutcracker, where we take the kids through a tour, let them stand on the stage with the Nutcracker and have cookies with the Sugar Plum Fairy. And I always volunteered for that event and loved it a lot, and brought friends and their children. And we had a book club exchange. My book club hasn't met since February, I think. My friend used to have a New Year's Eve gathering at her store for 20 or 30 people. Met a lot of great friends there. And I have another friend who used to have a New Year's party. And then I used to get time off to rest and regenerate and think before the new year started, and I'm not going to be able to do that this year, So what do you do? Well, I think the first thing is just thinking about the grand scheme of things. It's easy to get fixated on something and attached to it, and realize that, if I don't go to the Nutcracker Ball this year, I'm probably still going to live. I'll survive. It won't necessarily change the trajectory of my life. And so I talk to myself constantly about, what does this mean? How does it impact me? Really, how does it impact me? Not getting myself worked into a snit because I can't have my way about something, which we all do. And then the other thing is thinking about what to do instead. Okay, so everything is canceled. So what are you going to do instead? So I want to just give you a little snippet I got about Thanksgiving, somebody who celebrated Thanksgiving a little bit differently, and I think it's really cool. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, I attended a Health Freedom rally and was helping a friend collect recall signatures for Governor Newsom. When we received a text message outlining Newsom's outrageous Thanksgiving guidelines, my friend announced, we're going to break every single rule. We're going to have a Patriot Freedom potluck on Thanksgiving. She invited 60 people from the rally, and I invited another 20 friends. In honor of rule number 7, no singing, chanting, or wind instruments, we invited some musicians. 55 Patriots attended, and it was the best Thanksgiving I've ever had. Sadly, many of our guests canceled their usual Thanksgiving traditions because of strained relationships with family and friends. But we found kinship together. We prayed together, we sang together, we enjoyed wonderful food and conversation. Fortunately, I have wonderful neighbors who didn't come unhinged when they saw more than 40 cars parked outside my house, a clear violation of the 10-person, 3-household rule. As crazy and frustrating as this year has been, I'm immensely grateful for the amazing new friendships I've made. I'm now surrounded by spiritual, courageous, and intelligent people who are committed to restoring our God-given rights and freedoms, and together we will win this battle. And I thought that was just an amazing example that I wanted to share with you of somebody who, living in one of the worst places in the country, ended up having one of the best holidays she'd ever had. And we can all do that too. I mean, you can be disappointed in something. I'm not telling you to just have happy thoughts and pretend like this isn't going on. That's ridiculous. So you can be disappointed, and you can also at the same time be determined to have a nice holiday anyway. For me, This year, no Nutcracker Ball, but what was fun was a bunch of us got together, a big bunch of us at a location in Ohio who are involved in this freeing ourselves from tyranny movement. And there probably were over 100 of us, and sitting together, eating together, hugging, and having a great time. And it was fun. I enjoyed it very much. It was an entire day. I have a relatively new friend who drove me to the event. It was outside of Columbus, and we got to know each other a lot better, and I thought that was great. And then I'll share something with you. I'm one of those people who I win in life. I mean, I've had so many blessings I can't begin to tell you, but I'm also one of those people that you talk about raffle tickets and lottery tickets. I never win anything. Well, to be a good sport, I decided to, buy raffle tickets, and they were raffling off all these great baskets, and I won the one that I wanted. I've never won anything before. So that's something to feel good about and to enjoy. So it's not the same as what I might have been doing that weekend. It doesn't matter. I had a great time. No book club exchange, but I'm planning events for family and friends and associates to do other things. We're going to have our holiday party after the first of the year and make it a New Year's celebration. Welcome 2021. And we're going to have it at the office to avoid all the nonsense, so we can all sit at the table together and enjoy ourselves and not have to deal with all the nonsense of going out. So, and then no rest, but I'm doing something important, and I'm very lucky to have the energy to and the resources to be able to contribute a lot to what's going on right now. And so instead of feeling sorry for myself because I'm not getting time off, I feel blessed to have the resources and energy to not take time off. So the bottom line is, it's up to all of us to make the best of this holiday and to commit ourselves to having a great holiday season. So to do this, we have to reframe how we look at some things, and we have to think outside the box to arrange some things in a way that we can enjoy, just in a different way. And I have to say this, I don't know if you've ever heard this, the best revenge is living well. And the people who are trying to destroy us, what they really despise more than anything is when it seems like not only are we not being destroyed, but we're kind of thriving also, because this wasn't supposed to happen. A bunch of humans saying, no way, I'm just not complying. We're not doing that. Life is not ending for me. And so the best revenge is living well. And to the extent that we can do that, it's a very subtle way of getting back at these terrible people. They don't like to see that at all. Well, I'll have a message for you tomorrow on Christmas Eve and on Christmas as well. Again, normally I wouldn't be doing videos at this point in time, but I think it's real important for everybody's mental health and maybe mine. I don't know. Maybe it helps keep me healthy too. So I hope that this message has been helpful and inspirational. And just think about how you can make a great holiday for yourself in spite of all this nonsense. Have a great day.